The names of Allah Almighty, the Creator and the Provider. Learning objectives. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dears. Today I am going to talk about two great names from the names of Allah Almighty. They are the Creator and the Provider. Let's begin with the name of Allah, the Creator. Do you know, my children, how we came to this world? That's right. We came to this world after Allah created us in the wombs of our mothers in an amazing way. It began with a clot, a small piece of blood, then it ended up as a complete human being, but small in size. And despite the small size and the lack of knowledge about anything, this human is capable of living in this world, breathing in it and learning from it. As we mentioned, this is the amazing process of Allah Almighty's. No one can create a human being in the womb of their mother except Allah Almighty. So glory be to Allah the Creator, who said in the Quran, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and Allah brought you out of the wombs of your mothers while you knew nothing, and gave you hearing, sight, and intellect, so perhaps you would be thankful. And Allah Almighty, my children, did not just create us humans, He created everything on earth. Allah Almighty has created animals in different forms and colors, and fish of different sizes and colors as well. Allah Almighty created all the creatures of the world. Allah Almighty said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. That is Allah your Lord, the Creator of all things. There is no God worthy of worship except Him. Sadaqallahul Azim. When Allah Almighty created us, He didn't leave us without sustenance, such as food and medicine. Instead, He created our provision for us in the form of the crops that we eat from. He also provided honey for us to drink, and by the permission of Allah, for us to heal. Therefore, Allah Almighty is also the Provider, not just the Creator. This is the second name we will talk about, my friends. Allah Almighty's provision in the form of drink, food, shelter, or medicine never ends. It is not limited to humans alone. Indeed, Allah provides for all creatures, including insects, birds, and other beings in the world. Allah Almighty said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. There is no moving creature on earth whose provision is not guaranteed by Allah. Allah's provision never ends, especially when we practice dua and ask Him to grant us what brings us happiness. Allah Almighty said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Indeed, Allah alone is the Supreme Provider, Lord of all power, ever mighty. Allah is powerful and capable of providing sustenance to humans and all creatures. He created them from nothingness before, meaning they were nothing. So it is not difficult for Allah to provide for them. Glorified is He, the Creator and the Provider. With this, my children, we have learned that Allah the Creator created us flawlessly, in a way that no one can replicate. He created us from a clot in the wombs of our mothers, and made us humans in the most perfect form. Allah created the entire world and everyone in it in an excellent way that no one can ever replicate, and it is in that creative form. Finally, we learned that Allah is the Provider. He provides for us and provides for all creatures. This is not difficult for Allah Almighty, who created us from nothingness. So glory be to Allah, the Creator and the Provider.